All right. So tell me about your project, Ronald.
So I haven't managed to render it, unfortunately, for this session,
That's all
but
right.
I am working on an animation from a collaboration with CG Riff, and I'm lighting the scene. This is like the first big animation I'm lighting, so it's really exciting.
Great. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me more about the project.
Okay, it's basically a couple arguing in a room, and the animator wanted to achieve a mood where it's half of the scene is lit by a lamp from inside and moonlight coming in from the outside, and I'm trying to balance the scene to not be too dark from the moonlit side, but not to come off as reflectors, blue reflectors glaring at the subject.
Yep.
It's a tricky balance.
Okay. Cool. So you're saying that you don't have any renders yet to show. So
Unfortunately, no. Yeah.
that's all right. That's cool. We'll get onto it next week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. So we have some more people arrive. Hello, Maryam, and hello, Justin.
How's it going? How you been?
Hey. Yeah, good. Good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Had a good week.
Yeah, it went too fast though.
It always does, doesn't it? Yep.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right.
How was your week?
Yeah. It was pretty busy actually. Yeah, just I got a new sequence, a new lighting sequence, and I got 33 shots on my plate, and yeah, they're all going for first looks by the end of November. So it's a lot of shots to set up.
Oh yeah.
But thankfully, they're
Yeah,
all
that's a lot.
yeah. But it really is. Even though it's like 33 shots, it really is more like 5 setups.
Yeah.
So it's really like 5 shots, really.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Still quick, but
Sounds better, doesn't it?
yeah, sounds a little better.
Cool. And we have Andre in the house. Hey, Andre, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. All right, so I think we might get going. So let's see. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Can you all see my screen? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got a bunch of some really great work this week. Got Maryam, Chris, Jenty, Lemes, Rewya, and Miguel. Since Maryam, you're here, we might go with you first.
Yeah,
if
that's
that's
cool.
cool. Yeah. So maybe before we start, you could tell me about this project, and because this is the first time I've seen it, so tell me about this project and how it came about and how you've been refining it. Hello? Hey, Maryam. Were you able to hear me just now?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh, I can now.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay. All right.
I can hear you now. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So, yeah, so I was just saying, tell me about your project and how you've been improving the lighting, how you've been refining it.
Yeah, so basically, it's this character who I imagined to be laundering in the museum at night, kind of looking suspicious and getting caught by a night guard with their torchlight.
I see.
Uh, yeah, so the painting behind is empty because it's meant to show something is missing, kind of. So I
I
wanted
see.
to have a mystery vibe to it.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, so I'm going for a mysterious body vibe.
Yep.
I've been working on the torch god ray. I'm still trying to figure that out a bit because I haven't really played with it before. I was thinking maybe I did some dust as well. Um,
Yep.
then yeah, I've added the glasses reflection. It was a tip from Shane, along with more vignetting and the fringe on the wall light.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I'm a bit worried about the character depth. I'm not sure if it's like if she reads lit by the same torch.
Mm.
Sorry, by the same light as the torch,
Yep.
because I am using the same lights, but I'm playing with the DK, so they don't affect the wall and the character the same.
Right.
Um, but yes,
So this light, the original light here, so this original light that's the one casting the shadow onto the wall. Is that right?
oh, sorry, I can't hear anything again.
Oh,
I'll
uh,
try quit and rejoin.
let me see whether it's. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me
Yeah,
okay? Yeah.
I can hear you
Yes, we
fine.
can hear you.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll just wait for Maryam to come back. Hey, Maryam.
Hey, sorry, I think I'm having internet issues.
Oh, right. Okay.
I didn't catch your last question.
Okay. So I was wondering, this original version that you had, I'm assuming that the torchlight, the flashlight, is casting this shadow on the wall of the woman. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so it feels like, let me just let's copy this real quick and then, okay. So it feels like directionally the light is kind of coming kind of like that way, right?
Yeah.
The torchlight, so it's casting that shadow. Um, and that's, that's, it looks, um, you've got some really nice shaping on this original light here. So you've got, you've got the fall off, you've got the fall off of, I guess, this intensity here, and it falls off here. And then, you've got that fall off on her arm, which is nice. So that works really well. And I see that you've added Was there another light that was added to get this extra intensity?
Yes.
Is that
I added a bounce, not a bounce, but like a fill to the area. And I think in the later version, I've added also a bounce from the floor reflection.
Yep, I see. So you've got a bit of fill. Is that fill coming from screen right, like that way?
Yes, there's a bit, it's a lower intensity, but there's a bit coming from there, based off the wall light.
Yep.
And then there's also some coming from the bottom where her feet are.
Yep. Cool. And then you have obviously the bounce here, this bounce light
Yeah.
on her feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, is it like an extra, looks like an additional light here as well?
Where?
Just this latest version here, it looks like there's like another.
Yes, I've added a light, but it only affects the volume. It doesn't have
Right.
any diffuser specular. Yeah.
Right. So I feel like, all these things are really nice, but I feel like you could probably back off on them because I think where you are now, it looks, it's starting to look a little bit flat,
Mm-hmm.
and it could just be a case of just turning down all the additional lights that you have in terms of intensity. So maybe just bringing down this volume light,
Okay.
bringing down this bounce, and this fill.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking, in this environment, the only source of illumination is the flashlight and the bounce coming off the walls and the floor from that flashlight. So I'm wondering whether you could just tone down the effect of the fill and the bounce, just so it's a little bit more subtle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Let's do a duplicate. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and turn these guys back on, just so you can compare.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
See how you start getting some of that shade back on
Mm-hmm.
her body and also on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe play with intensities. I think it's definitely moving in the right direction. It
Yeah, I
just
agree.
needs a little bit of refinement in terms of intensity. And also, I just noticed that these kicks here, are they coming from another light, or is that where's that light coming from?
They're coming from the bounce from the wall.
I see. Okay, so it's coming off.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do they look up?
I think you could maybe get them to. I think if you reduce the intensity of maybe the torchlight. I'd like to see it less less intense,
Yes.
because it just it knocks against the shadow. See how you've got the shadow here, and then you've got this bright light. It sort of feels a little bit incongruent, and it could just be it's just a framing thing where you have very bright, elements next to this shadow. So I think you could definitely turn that down.
Cool.
Alrighty, but yeah. Otherwise, it's looking really nice.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks.
Thanks. All right. So let's see. We might go to Miguel next. So Miguel's got the monster shot. I'm sure some of you have worked on it. But so the last iteration, we talked about trying to add a little bit more detail on the screen right side as it is in shadow. And not that we want to get rid of the darkness, it's just that we want to etch out some detail, namely details that give a sense of menace to the monster. And so I think, Miguel, you had a go at trying to add some additional accent or special lights to try and get that so etch up some of that detail in it. I think it's quite successful on the whole. I really like the shaping you have now on the arm, and also on the horns here. That's looking really nice. And I can see also that you've added like a reddish, or you've might have moved or added a reddish light on the underside here. And we're getting some nice details here in his, his face here on the side, and the ridges on the underside here. I'm wondering whether you could, Miguel, have a go at perhaps reducing the intensity of this light. Could just go down, something like that. So that it's not, I guess, not as intense. Let me try maybe just burning that. Yeah, so something like that. Obviously, not that kind of saturation. Something like that. And I guess if you're able to maintain that level of intensity, that'd be great on the ridges here as well. And I can see also that's the teeth are also, there's a little bit of red hit on the teeth, very subtle. That's looking good. Yeah, that's it. I think yeah, reduce the intensity of the red whilst maintaining the detail that you have. And I think you're done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're there. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
came a
you were
little
there,
late.
Miguel. Yeah, were you able to get most of that?
Yeah. I saw the whole thing. I was
Okay.
watching from the beginning.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, it's looking really nice. Thank you. All right, Rewya. So thanks for your update. I see that you've kind of brought back the last 2 iterations and mixed it in with the last version that you had, just so we get the character reintegrated into the scene, the background. I think the next thing we could do is perhaps tie in some of the lighting, the qualities of the lighting onto the character. So I'm wondering whether you could maybe get a light going that's warm, and sort of etch out some detail there onto her screen right side of her body, like a warm light, something like this in terms of the hue, and just get some light on her. And I think that will start to tie in that light into the character. And I think also there is like a cool light coming from above that's hitting her back there. I'm wondering also whether you could get a little bit of that cool light. Maybe fake a light here, or maybe swing it around so that it catches this side of her body, but also keep that quite very low intensity compared to this one. This one should be brighter. And see how you go. Okay, it's definitely a big improvement from the last version. Okay, thank you. And next we have Lemise. I hope I'm saying that properly. I'm not. Probably not, but I can see you started on a new project, and this is your reference. We've got kind of Monsters Inc. type characters crossing the street or in the middle of the road. Just looking at the reference, I guess my first comment would be to try and think about getting that. It looks like I think it's alluding to some sort of headlight that's hitting the character from this side, and it's quite cool. And then there's also another light coming from above. I know this is an illustration, but it looks like a warmer light coming from above, going through the umbrella and transmitting some of that red onto the character's screen left side, and it's giving off a really nice warm quality. Just right there, just a nice little warm hit. If you could somehow try and bring that quality onto your character, I think it'd I think it'd be really nice. And also, as you can see, the umbrella's receiving some transmission from the light. So if you could try and work on the shader on the umbrella and get some of that transmission going. And I think if you set it up so that the shader is transmitting, that you'll get this kind of warmish quality as by default anyway. So why don't you try and work on that as well? And in terms of the reflectance of the skin on the green creature in the reference, it feels like there's a lot more, it's picking up a lot more reflectance onto the skin. And I'm wondering whether you could boost that up as well. And also try to grab an IBL that's, you know, kind of has these kind of qualities, and try and get a little bit more bounce. If you play with the intensity of the IBL, it should give you more bounce on the underside there. You see how the reference, in the reference we get some nice bounce here off the road. And it could be that you might just need to light the road, you know, illuminate this more so that the light bounces off and touches the underside of the creature. I think overall this light that you have here needs to be a lot cooler. This original key, and it might need to go, looks like it's kind of like that. I think it's coming down like that. Try swinging it down so that it's, you know, it looks like it's coming from the side here, which I feel like how it's, if you look at the hit on the arm there, it does feel like, you know, it's coming more from a lower angle and more horizontal. Yeah. Yeah, so you should be getting hits on this side here as well. Alrighty, but that's a good start, and looking forward to seeing your updates. Thank you. And next up, we've got Jenty. And Jenty, you have looks like a kind of a Lego Minecraft scene and a Lego reference. So we've got blocky characters in an environment. And if we were to go off the reference, my first instinct would be to shift the key, and it looks like the key is kind of doing that right now. And I'm wondering whether you could swing the key around so that it's hitting our main character from behind and giving off a warm, late early evening, warmish light. And have a go at trying to wrap it around a little bit as well. And also on the fill side, we have our purple environment, which is acting as sort of a kind of a soft rim. So try and get some of that purple light wrapping around on the screen right side on our character. Obviously, we want our key to be more intense, the rim to be more intense on this side, and the cooler purple to be less intense. And also, by virtue of swinging that key around, the core here should go dark. So yeah, they should go dark. And then obviously you want to place that light so that, or you want to place maybe several lights so that your environment is also getting the warm light. So say the sun's here, the environment's picking up that warmish light on this side, and then we have a like a big broad fill light on this side that's giving off like a soft cool rim, just like the reference there. And maybe you want to add a little bit of a grad on that sky there so that it is it's doing something like this. It's super rough. Sorry. So giving it more of a graduated tone. And that's it for now. Yeah, see how you go. And thank you for that. Chris, thanks for submitting your project. I can see that you've got the famous alleyway scene. And I see you've got some good reference there. I'm wondering whether, obviously, you could take a look at how the light is. Oops, sorry. Where am I? How the light is behaving inside that element there, and perhaps think about, getting it to be more sort of filled in evenly from the core here. So we want it to be nice and hot here. Just wondering, yeah, it looks like, just trying to work out how you're getting this illumination, these sharp. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out with these sharp. Maybe they're like shadows from the barn doors for light. I'm not sure, but maybe check that. They should just come off quite naturally as, just falling off radially instead of having these kind of sharp shadows. And what else? It feels like the lights generally the pool of light generally is in the back there, and as we get closer, there's this nice kind of fall off, into the darkness. I'm wondering whether, as you can see that you've got light coming out here. That's hitting this wall and perhaps this wall here. Whether you could maybe bring that down. So in the reference, the brightest parts seem to be coming from the lamps, so maybe you want to get these areas brighter. And have a go at, and if you look at the reference, there's a bright light coming here. I'm wondering whether that gives us an opportunity to maybe put in some lights, some glowing lights behind here, and to get a similar quality. So yeah, that's basically what I'd recommend. Work on, brightening up these areas where the lamps actually sit. And then perhaps just toning down the brightness in the other areas. This could probably go down as well. Just to get that fall off. And if you're using like an IBL or some sort of general fill, maybe bring that down too. Alrighty. Cool. Thanks for that. Maryam, we've discussed yours. I guess that's it for this week. Did anyone else have something to show or needed some comment on? Justin, Andre, did you have something?
Nothing yet. I'm working on something, but I still got to render it out, so I'll have something soon, hopefully.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. All right. So if there's nothing else to check out, maybe we'll call it for this week. And I'll be online again, same time next Saturday. Alrighty.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Have a good week. See ya. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.